Let's turn this camera around. Trying to get a place to set up here. Try to set it up. I might have to use my textbooks. Oh, the light. Oh gosh, what's going on with the light? If it's gonna do that the whole time, I'm gonna have to change my live settings. Let's try this way. Why is it doing that? Alright, there we go. Oh, well. So, okay. What is going on with the lighting? It keeps, like, flickering so much. It usually flickers, but not this much. Okay. That's a little bit better. I don't know. If this doesn't work, I've never gone live on my phone in here. So, where I'm sitting, at least in my room, so I might have to switch over to like my laptop or something if it's going to keep doing what it's doing with the lighting, because obviously that's not going to work for filming or being live. So I might have to switch over to my laptop webcam if this keeps being weird. Okay. See, it keeps doing the lighting. I hate that. I hate when it does that. And there's like no way to turn this off, I don't think. Let's see, settings. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I hate the lighting keeps doing that flickering thing, and I hate it. And I'm trying to make it stop doing that, but I don't know. It's being super weird. If you're hearing something in the background, that's actually my oven. I'm working on a Realborn Leilani yawning. She will have root hair. I'm about, I think, 4 layers in on her, so it's going to be a while before I finish her because I want her to have a dark, like, darker tone. Because I haven't seen a darker tone version of her yet. So I was interested in doing a darker tone version of her, but she will be available. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with the lighting. But I did make a mistake with this doll. So she's my first Combi doll. This is the Jasmine. You can see the mistake already. You can see she's a Combi doll, my first one that I've ever done, because I did not feel like rooting her whole head because I had just rooted a whole head. I'm gonna finish this last section on live, but I've never done Combi before, and it's going well. However, I had her leaning. I forgot to put the towel down on my rooting pillow, and I had her leaning against it, and the dye from the pillow came off on her head. So if I can't remove it, she's gonna be marked down a little bit, but it's only in the back of her head, and honestly, I think I should be able to go back over it with some paint, or I think what I should be able to do is, I don't know if it'll work, but I have like the acne thing that usually removes like ink and stuff from dolls. I'm gonna try that out tonight. Sit her out with that on, and hope for the best. But I'm so pissed about it because it was just such a stupid mistake. I was like, I didn't even remember to put down the towel like I normally do when I'm using this pillow to root. Um, but yeah, I didn't expect that to happen. That was very unexpected. Just so frustrating. Just you could be doing so well, and then something stupid like this with reborning is just one little mistake away from disaster. So yeah, worst case scenario, she'll just be slightly reduced in price. Um, if I can't find a way to fix it or get around it. But all because she wasn't selling as bald, I decided to add her some hair. No one was really interested in her as a bald baby, which was frustrating because I really didn't want to root her at all. I wasn't really wanting to root her at all, but it is what it is. So, um, Yeah, that's what the title is about. I made that stupid mistake of leaning her against the pillow without the towel down to protect her head like I normally do when I use this pillow. Which is I don't always use this pillow, only when I have a head that's like needs to be leaned. Which is her head is kind of weird. So that's what that is. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about it could have been a birthmark, but it's like different colored. I don't know. It looks like a bruise more than anything, which is frustrating about it. I wish I could just say, "Oh, I meant to do that. It's a birthmark." Um, I don't know. I don't know. But I was like, seriously, seriously. It's just one of those things. You live, you learn. I've never had that happen though before. I didn't even know that could happen because I've rinsed this pillow before. Like I've washed the pillow before and nothing came off. So I don't know. I guess it was maybe the heat. I don't know, because her head is being heated up as you can see by the lamp inside of it. So maybe that added to the situation. I have no idea honestly, because I've never had this pillow leak before. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish up this last section and then I'll figure it out, I guess, while I'm talking to people. Does has anyone used the acne cream on a doll that was painted? Because I've used the acne cream on a blank kit before, where when it was in the packaging, it got some dye on the kit from the packaging, and I was able to remove the dye with the acne thing, but that was an unpainted kit. So I don't know if I put the acne cream, will it remove her painting as well? I don't know how it works. So if someone doesn't know here, I'm just going to ask on the forum before I do it, because obviously that'll be even more of an issue if she just has a blank spot at the back of her head. That'd be more of an issue than just me leaving it as it is. Oh my god, the lighting. Could have been the heat. One of my only paying one stains one has just been one of just being against one of my chargers. Yeah, I'm thinking it was the heat. It had to been because, like I said, I've used this pillow before and it hasn't leaked anything. So it is what it is. But yeah, and then if she even doesn't sell as a Boo Boo Baby, like a slightly reduced, I'll have to end up rooting her full head, which again, I was trying to avoid doing in the first place. But if that has to happen to make her sell, then that's what's going to have to happen. But hopefully it won't get to that point because I really don't want to root her all the way. I'm just not. I don't. I'm not in the mood to root her. I don't like this kit anyway. This is the second doll that I'm doing as part of a collaboration with another artist, and I don't like the kit anyway. And I didn't want to really do the kit anyway, but I was just trying to help out another artist and finish the kit. I've done this kit once before, and I didn't really like her that much. It's just one of those weird kits, but she is limited edition, so I was hoping that would help her sell, but nope. No one wanted her bald. So, oh, sorry, that's my phone. Got a notification. But I don't know. It's been a weird weekend because my sweet mate, he is not here. It's the long weekend, so he's out of town. Back home, for the long weekend with his family. So it's been really quiet. Like I'm so used to like running into him because we share a bathroom. I'm so used to running into him in the bathroom and like chatting. I've been so bored, but I've been working on the dolls and doing schoolwork for the next week. In fact, I've done most of my schoolwork that I have to do for the next week because I've been so like bored. I mean, I went out with a friend yesterday for a little bit, but it's just so quiet in here. Hi, Vivian. Yeah, it's just been so quiet. I'm not used to it being so quiet because a lot of people in the building also went home for the long weekend, so it's weird. It's nice though because usually the people above me are so loud. Um, Unfortunately, this year I'm on the first floor of this building, so that made it easier to move in, but it's annoying to have people above you who are loud. It's just not fun. Like sometimes I swear it sounds like they're just jumping on the jumping, just jumping. I don't know what they're doing up there half the time. Normally, hi Jen. Normally when I root, I have music playing, but YouTube sucks and they will copyright claim even just a little bit of a song. They will copyright claim it and you just oh, gosh. Yeah, it is a new dorm. It just literally just opened this semester. So, I'm the first one who's ever stayed in this room or who's ever stayed in this room, who's ever stayed on that bed. All of it's new, so um I guess they just didn't do a good job at soundproofing or something. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you why, but yeah, sometimes I swear it just sounds like they're jumping. Just to jump. They might be jumping off their bed because most of our beds are lofted. Um, Mine definitely is lofted. So they might be just jumping off their bed, and that's what I'm hearing. I don't know. Either way, it's not fun. We also live directly next to a construction zone, so in a lot of my videos, you hear that in the background. Hi, Zoe. Um, yeah, they don't build them how they used to. I'm used to older dorms with concrete in between the floors or something. Yes, yeah, no. It's definitely it's really nice. Don't get me wrong. Like it's a really I don't know if you guys saw my room tour, but it's a really nice dorm. It's just not well insulated as far as sound. But yeah, it's really nice. It's convenient. We located, so no complaints about that. I just can't wait till when I'm eventually in my own place and I don't have to have like people over top of me. Or next time I like when I move into an apartment after I graduate this year, uh hopefully I get top floor. So I don't have that issue anymore. Even if I'm in an apartment, I would like to be on the top floor. Oh yeah, the hallway. I love the hallway. So I don't know if anyone saw, but I was really, really worried that I wasn't going to be able to fit my stuff in the room because my room is a single occupancy room. Um, and they had no, because it's so new, they had no information about the sizing of the rooms. None of the dimensions were out. Nothing, no pictures were out of the rooms. So I couldn't even like I had no idea how the room was going to look size wise. I had like absolutely no frame of reference for the size of the room. So I was like, oh no, because if you saw last year, I'm sure you did, last school year, my room was huge. It was very big and it wasn't a single occupancy room. It was a double occupancy, but I was the only one in it. Um, so, and it had a walk-in closet and its own bathroom. It was apartment style. So it was like I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do with all my stuff? Am I gonna be able to fit everything? And I just had no idea. So I was real stressed about that for like weeks and weeks leading up to being in the getting moving in because I just had no idea. Um, So the single occupancy rooms are actually 3/4 the size of a double occupancy room for this building at least. I don't know how it fares for other buildings in this on this campus, but for here at least, they're 3/4 the size of a double occupancy room, which definitely is not bad at all. It's very nicely sized, and everything luckily fit. I was able to get more storage type unit things and make everything fit, just by getting creative and using vertical space rather than horizontal spacing. And plus, the ceilings here are so tall. Like, I don't know, like the ceilings up here in here are so high that it also makes it feel less cramped. So, um, I got really lucky, and I think part of the reason why my ceilings are so high is because I'm on the first floor. So that helps, I think. I don't know because I haven't obviously been in anyone else's room, um, on any other floor because of distancing, and we're really not supposed to go in each other's rooms or anything. Only if you're like a suite mate, you're allowed to go into each other's room. But yeah, the hallway is amazing. My hallway is like way bigger than I thought it was going to be, because they told me, like, I emailed housing and they said there was going to be a hallway. And when I said that, I thought they meant like something like, oh, just like a little pass through. I didn't think it was going to be as big as it is. So yeah, that was a huge benefit, for putting things places. But the put shelves up, we can't put shelves up, because you can't hammer anything into the wall or drill anything into the wall or any of that. So there's no really way to put up a shelf unless you have, like, it's removable. Yeah, you're not allowed to hammer or drill or anything into the walls, which, understandably, because other people have to live here after you. Yes, they do still have roommates even with the pandemic. I it's I don't know why they did it that way, but I guess they had to have that so people could, come back on campus. For us right now, it's worked out pretty well. We are very, very low on cases, especially compared to other North Carolina colleges. We're real low, in cases. Like, I don't know if you guys heard the news about any of the colleges in North Carolina, but UNC Chapel Hill, um, and UNC Chapel Hill and what you call it, NC State had to close already because they had over 1,000 cases and they were only open, I think, for like a week. So we're in our fourth or fifth week of classes now, and our active cases are still less than 100. So we're doing really good for considering the size of our. We're not a small school, so yeah, considering the size of our school and everything, we're doing really well. I don't expect us to close down anytime soon, um, just because of how well it's going. And now that they're saying the virus is going to start rolling out in the end of next month, I think we're fine. I think I'm hopeful that we can last that long here. I think we can do it. I think we'll be fine. Um, yeah, I'm not really that concerned anymore because the way it's been going for this past like month, it's been fine. That being said, I know cases are going to increase after now. Like, in a week or so, I feel like cases are going to increase because of the holiday weekend this weekend, um, because so many students went home and you know probably weren't adhering to the policies they should have been when they're at their respective hometowns. But I think they're preparing themselves for that if that were to happen, um, which cases chances are it's very much likely going to happen that cases will increase a little bit. Money, I don't know if I don't think they did it for money because they were very quick to shut down classes last semester. I don't know if you saw any of that happening on my channel, but we were forced out really quickly, and all of that happened, and they weren't afraid to do that and refund us our money. So I don't think it has to do with money. I think it has to do with our education. Most of the classes are still online. Uh, I think they said about 20% of classes are in person. Um, so, I mean, if money were the case, they would try to have all classes in person. That would get them the most money. But I don't know. I think the issue is they wanted people to be able to have the opportunity to come back on campus. And in order to fit most of the people, most people were going to have roommates. But actually, I think the rate of roommates is way, way, way lower than any other year. A lot of people have single rooms or no roommate this semester, more so than any other semester. Um, so they did not require us to be tested when we upon coming back, which is something I don't understand and which annoys me so much about how they're handling it. I feel like they're handling it very well, except for the fact that they didn't require us to be tested. I think that's so stupid. I think I it's ridiculous that they didn't require us to be tested. Um, and they still don't require us to be tested. I think that's a mistake, honestly. Um, I know a lot of other states and a lot of other schools and a lot of other places, they require their students to be tested before coming back. Um, they just didn't do that for us. But what they have been doing is what they call pop up testing, where it's free, you just go get tested. But that's optional. I don't think it should be optional. I think we should all have to be tested every couple of weeks in order to stay on campus. Um, I think that should be a requirement, at least for students who are living on campus. I think it should be required that we ought to be tested every like 2 weeks. But yeah, they've been making all of the testing and all that optional, which is so stupid. Uh, I don't understand that, but I can't do anything really about it. Obviously, I'm just like one student here. Um, and there's been several petitions, and they just like brush it off because, of course, they do. And if it was, and I don't understand it at all because if it was about the cost of the test, they already are doing free tests for everyone who wants one. So I don't get that. I really don't know why they're not requiring tests. No idea. I couldn't fathom why not. I just don't know. Maybe I'll write the chancellor and ask, but she's. People are very upset with the chancellor and her handling. Although, like I said, our school is doing way better than a lot of universities, a lot of public schools, because we're a public university. We're doing way, way better as far as management than so many others, not just in North Carolina, in general. The requirements are pretty strict as far as what we can and can't do. But, I still think they should require tests for on-campus students. But and at least check for fever before you guys met or anything. Nope, they didn't do anything. Not a thing at all. For move-in day, everyone was required to sign up for a specific time slot, so only 20 people would be moving. Like 20 people total would be in the building at one time, moving in. You're only allowed to bring one person to help you move in, and you had to wear a mask at all times. Um, and if you like touch something, you had to sanitize it, etc., etc. But as far as checking for fever, no, they didn't check for any of that. Nothing. Um, but yeah, interestingly enough, our cases didn't jump after that, after moving too bad. So I don't know. Maybe it was enough with the social distancing and the sanitizing that they were doing that we just our cases are fine. I don't know. It's really interesting how it's being handled. It's not ideal in my personal opinion. But I very much do not want to be forced off campus. I would very much like to stay in my dorm, and I really, really don't want to be sent back to my mom's because it's just not ideal living area for me. I would prefer to be here in my own space, um, you know, doing my own thing as an adult. I prefer to have my own space, and it's kind of hard to do that at my mom's because she's there all the time. Um, so I would very much not like to be kicked off campus again. There are things if they do that again, like they did in March, where they have to send everybody back online and close down dorms. There is a form that you can fill out to have a housing exemption, so you can stay on campus regardless. Oh, that's my AC kicking on. Which is what I'll probably do this time if that happens again. I'll fill out the form to stay anyway. But yeah, I that's that's my plan. I'm gonna try to stay as long as I can because for me personally, I'm not afraid. I don't know how to put this. The virus itself is very serious, yes. Um, but I'm not afraid that I'll die from it. So that fear is not there. I don't want to get it, obviously, but I'm not as afraid as I was in the beginning because I thought, it was going to be like I die from it. No one my age group is really dying from it, so I'm gonna say that like knock on wood, but it's still not fun. I've had someone I know who's caught it, who's my age, and they said it was horrible. Um, Obviously, it's not great. It wasn't great. So I still obviously don't want to catch it, but I'm not as afraid as I was when all of this started happening. Especially in March, I was very terrified of of all of this. Uh, no, no one really in my group are actually dying from it. That's not true at all from the data. Um, I think it's like 0.001% in my age group are dying from it. So that's not true at all. Um, yeah, no, it's like very, very, very low. So I mean, people are dying in every age group, of course, but not really. It's such a low percentage, is what I'm trying to say. Like statistically, it's like yeah, it's very very low. You have a higher chance of getting hit by a car in my age group and dying. Way higher chance actually. So yeah, I'm not really concerned about that aspect of it anymore. I just don't want to get it and have long term effects from it. That's what my concern is now, not dying. You know, I mean, it's there's no use in being super afraid of what is happening, as long as you tried your best to keep yourself safe. You know, adhere to your local policies. That kind of thing. There's nothing more you can really do because I don't know about y'all, but I have to go to work, so I can't not just shut myself in my dorm for eternity until they figure out the vaccine. Jen, I don't know what you're talking about, but I've not seen what you're saying many. I don't know how much many is to you, but yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, honestly. I could look it up, but that would take me a second. I'm trying to get to a stopping point. But last time I checked, it was very, very, very low. Um, and even then, the people who are in my age group that are dying have underlying health problems. So I'm not that concerned about dying. I mean, honestly, if you're that concerned about probably a couple hundred total people of my age group dying, there's so many other things that are killing people my age that I would be more concerned about. You got to choose what you're afraid of, and I'm not afraid of that part of it. But of course, unlike certain other YouTubers, the virus is definitely real, and you definitely should be wearing a mask. I couldn't believe what some people in our community are saying. Certain sculptors, certain YouTubers are saying about masks right now is really dangerous. Of what they're saying about these health like they're trying to help you not get sick. And this YouTuber and that sculptor is basically telling people not to wear masks, and it's like you want them to get sick. It's like you want your fans or your followers to get sick. I just don't understand what it is. So I don't know. Oh gosh, so many. What do people want from me? I don't get notifications until I go live. It's like people know. They're like, oh, let me just send Sean a bunch of messages while he's live so his phone makes that weird noise. Yeah, that's a very low percentage, 20,000. Out of the people, you've got to think about the amount of cases that we have in America right now. 20,000 is like I said, it's like 0.001% of that. I think we have what? How many millions of cases do we have in America right now? I mean, I'm not trying to downplay people's deaths, obviously, but statistically, it's very low. You guys can do the math on that. So, and again, we don't know the full story. We don't know their health background. That's the problem. The CDC is saying that most of the people who are dying obviously have other health concerns, other health conditions. They're not all just healthy 21-year-olds. And that's the truth of it. I mean, not trying to downplay their deaths at all, but that's the realism of the situation. Yeah, I heard that too. I don't understand that. You just have to go. There's no, if you have to go in the store, they don't have to wait on you without a mask or something like that. Let me look up that statistic because I have not seen that statistic that you're talking about. Are you sure you're getting it from the right place? Because there's a lot of places that are not accurate as far as I get my numbers straight from the CDC because that honestly right now is one of the only resources I actually trust. CDC and like John Hopkins. I just joined. We're talking about COVID. They're trying to say that a lot of people in my age group are dying, which they aren't. Because we were talking about like how I'm back in college. Let me look at the. Let's see. Got my laptop, my trusty laptop. My poor other laptop is still in Maryland because it broke right before I was supposed to leave Maryland, which sucked. So I had to buy a whole new laptop, which was so annoying. Let's see. John Hopkins. let's see. John Hopkins. We are America. They're giving me all these other statistics that I'm not interested in, obviously. No one's making light of it, Ida. Okay. CDC. Total. Here's the total. Okay. 15 to 24 years. All deaths involving COVID for, I think it's saying 19,000, but I don't know what time period it's saying. Oh, here we go. Where's the total? Statistics are so hard to pinpoint exactly what I'm trying to find. Maybe if I did a search on the actual page, that would help. Because it breaks it down. Like, if you go to the CDC website, if you look at the CDC website, it breaks it down to even like the factors contributing to the COVID death. Like, it breaks it down. Like, here's respiratory cases that made complications, cardiac arrest, diabetes, obesity, Alzheimer's. It breaks it down so much, but it makes it hard to just see the overall, which is what I'm trying to see. It's so complicated. Which is why I would not want to be in statistics. Oh God, I would not want to be in like having to do these statistics would be a nightmare. So much data all at once. Okay. Oh, here we go. Total deaths fall involving COVID, pneumonia, and influenza reported to CDC from February 1st to the end of August. This is age group 15 to 24 years, and the total death is for just 15 to 24 is 19,000. So I don't know where you're getting your statistics from, but I'm looking straight at the death rate from the CDC. So I don't know what you're talking about when you gave me that big number from just this week. I don't know what you're talking about. Um, and then it increases as age group increases. So by the time that you're getting to 85 years and over, there's 500,000 deaths. But that wouldn't see. That's what I'm saying. Like, it wouldn't make sense for that. Like, you were the statistics you were saying, that wouldn't make sense for how this disease progresses. Um, but yeah, total for 15 to 24 years is 19,000 deaths. So that's what I mean by, like, I'm not trying to say that's not a lot. That's still a lot of people, but relative to the amount of people that are catching it, that is a very low rate for my age group. So I have no idea what you're referring to because I'm looking straight at the statistics right now. And this is death from all causes that I'm looking at, pneumonia, influenza, and COVID. So like they total it up, and that's from death from all causes. Um, that it's at that almost 20,000 for from February 1st to August 29th. So unless it's jumped up in like literally a week, I don't think your statistics were from a correct source. Um, I just don't see how that would be possible. I can send you the link, but it's I don't understand how that would be right. Yeah, it all sucks, but I we are at the end of the road as far as, so many vaccines are at their endpoint where they're about to be implemented. So, that's another thing why I'm not as worried about staying here. We're leaving, our semester ends November 24th anyway, which is early for us. Um, so they're ending it early anyway. And by that time, that the by the time that our semester ends, they're saying that the vaccines are going to be starting to come out. They're saying end of October now, uh, but my concern is like that people won't take the vaccine serious. That's my concern, because I know people how people are with the flu vaccine, and I'm not immune to that. Like last year, I did not get the flu vaccine. I usually get it every year. I just didn't get it because I don't know. I forgot why I didn't get it. I think what actually happened is I before I could get it here, we had to leave, so I never ended up getting it because we were in quarantine anyway. Um, I think that's what happened. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why I didn't get it last year. Because usually I get it in early March, um, just so that it can be immune longer. Our flu season up here in the mountains is a little different. I don't know. A lot of people don't understand. Each person is different. How's 89-year-olds unhealthy person survived and a healthy 22-year-old pass? Um, that's very rare that that will occur. Jen, I understand the concern, but that is very rare that a healthy 22-year-old will pass from it. It's very, very unlikely. Hey, I talk about all four of those things because I don't care. I mean, if people don't want to have these real discussions, they don't have to, and they don't have to hear me have these discussions. But I think it's better to talk about those things than to not talk about them. Just me personally, I think it's better to talk about it. Um, I don't like bottling things up, and if people have questions about certain things, I'm not going to not answer. Um, but that's just kind of how I work. uh, Everybody different. Yeah, I'm not afraid of talking about things because someone has to talk about it, um, or else it becomes this terrifying thing that everyone's too afraid to talk about, and it causes a lot of misinformation, like you're saying. Um, Again, Jen, you're giving very, very, very rare circumstances. Most of the people who unfortunately are passing from this are people who are about 60 years old and older, and most of it is underlying health issues in combination with other things, lack of health care, etc. Um, so yeah, that's really rare. These scenarios are real. They do happen, but they are very, very low percentage of what's happening. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the carriers are scary. I definitely do. I worry about that a lot. But all you can do is limit the amount of people you're coming across, and that's if you're that afraid, that's all you can really do. But like I said, for some of us, we don't have the option of just not going out. I have to get food. I have to go to work. I have to do things in town, and I can't just stay um, in my room for the rest of the semester. But yeah, scary. That is scary. The carrier situation. I think they said like it's like a high percentage of people who have it and don't know or never knew. Which is why I actually am considering getting the antibody test where they can tell you if you've had it before, like if you already had COVID and you just didn't know. Um, I am interested to know if I had it already and just had no symptoms. Because obviously, if I did, that would lift a big weight off my shoulders if I already had it and survived and I'm okay. That would be ideal because then I really wouldn't have to worry anymore. There has been only one out of all the like millions of cases. There's only been one person who's been able to catch COVID again. So if I've already had it, that would be great. Like that would be so great. I wouldn't have to worry anymore at all. Um, Obviously, I would still be safe, but it wouldn't be as scary anymore. Like it would just be like nothing because the chance of being able to recatch it is so low once you've already had it. That's just how our immune systems work. Thank goodness we have our immune systems work the way they do because that's why they're able to get out vaccines the way that they can. It's because of how our immune system works, which is just amazing. The human body is just it's amazing how it works, really. And I think that's another thing with people who don't understand how vaccines work. They don't understand how our body works. So if they don't understand how our body works, then of course they're going to be afraid of vaccines because they don't understand any of it. Um, which is again why I'm saying like even though they're saying vaccines start rolling out at the end of October, are people going to get it? Because I feel like people are gonna think that the vaccine moved too quickly, which in reality it did move quickly, but that is because our technology has improved so much, like light years since developing our very first vaccines. We have amazing technology nowadays to be able to do these things and do it safely. Um, I'm not concerned at all about the vaccine because you can't. This is a thing I want you guys to take away. You can't catch a disease from a vaccine. Like it's impossible because the vaccine is not the disease itself. That's a lot of common misconception that a lot of people have about, especially like the flu vaccine. They think because they have side effects that they have the flu, where it's just side effects from a normal vaccine. You get side effects, but it's nothing compared to having the actual disease you're getting a vaccine against. So I think that's a lot of like one of the biggest thing people are like, oh my god, if I get the flu vaccine or if I get the COVID vaccine, I'm gonna get the flu or I'm gonna get COVID. Where that's literally impossible. It's just not the way it works at all. And I mean, other than going into the science of it, I don't know how to explain that. You can't get it. The second strain, um, there's there's multiple strains, yes, but the vaccine is not. Vaccines aren't meant to protect against every strain because of how viruses work, how bacteria work. Vaccines aren't meant to combat every strain. That's why even if you get the flu vaccine, they only really vaccinate you against the two most common strains of that year's flu in your area. That's the key because it would be almost impossible to vaccinate you against every strain of the flu, because especially the common flu because it how it works. But that's why you can still get a flu, but it won't be the flu that you've been vaccinated against. That's the key about flu vaccines, and I think it'll be similar with COVID. Although there's only like two strains, I think, of COVID. So I'm assuming they're going to be vaccinating against both. I'm assuming that's how the vaccines are going to work. Um, I got a message 2 days ago from Roseanne saying she didn't have any opens, but she made me one. I got the Yoda chocolate some green coming. Oh, that's nice. Um, I want to make myself a cuddle baby. I was actually going to do that with the Dominic head that I got, but I'm trying to wait now because Bountiful Baby is coming out with 1/4 limbs, and I would prefer that because they could still have um, hands and feet and still be really cuddly. Um, that's what I'm trying to wait for that now. So I'm just gonna complete the Dominic head as a first cell cuddle baby, and then wait for the 1/4 limb kit to come out from BB because their limbs look amazing. The 1/4 limbs. I don't know if you guys been checking with they're real born limbs, so they're like really good limbs. And they're 1/4, and they're gonna have a body for it and everything. So I'm gonna wait for that. That kit should be coming out soon, and I think they'll be releasing the limbs separately. So I hope because I don't like the baby's head. I don't like the head that comes with the limbs. So I would probably just sell off the head if worst case scenario about that. Gus by Tina Kiwi. Oh, I love Gus. I was going to do a Gus too, but I don't know why I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. Check out a Yoda for his birthday once. I'm honestly, I gotta tell you the truth, I'm sick of seeing Baby Yoda. He's everywhere. I'm so over it. Yeah, I am so over seeing Baby Yoda. I gotta tell you the truth. He's everywhere, and oh my god, I can't. Like I was walking in Walmart the other day to pick up my storage thingy, and Baby Yoda was everywhere. And I was like, okay. They did the same thing with like Frozen where they took it too far and it was just everywhere and it's just not fun or cute anymore to me. But I don't know. That's good for you that you're excited about it, but I just can't be bothered. And I will never make a Yoda. I don't want to add to the problem. Plus, I don't, unless they're repainting it, I don't think it really counts as a reborn to me. Because it's just factory painted unless they repaint it. And I think people are overcharging for the Yodas if they're not doing anything to add to its value to the painting. You know, otherwise you could just change it to a different body yourself for less. But yeah, people are definitely taking advantage of the whole Baby Yoda thing, corporate and all of that. Yeah, this Baby Yoda hype annoys me too. And then they're so expensive. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people have been overpricing it, taking advantage of the situation, as we do in this society. When a trend starts, everyone wants to jump in on it. Um, yeah, capitalism. Woo, capitalism. But yeah, it's just been. I don't want to see another Yoda. I don't want to look at. I don't want to be around another Baby Yoda ever again after all of this. I actually hand sewed a Baby Yoda over around Christmas time for my little cousins, but this was before the big hype came out. Like this was before they even had the Baby Yoda dolls out. My little cousins are big time Star Wars fans, so I hand sewed them a Baby Yoda um, out of like felting paper, like felt, and they liked them, so that was worth it. But like as far as like getting one, oh gosh, I can't. Yeah, she does hike the prices, but she does that with all her dolls, so that is not really surprising to me. Um, she's just it's what you're paying for is not the doll for her. What you're paying for is her name being attached to the doll, which like I said, I've seen her work in person and it's not worth what she charges, but it's definitely not worth it. But you're paying for the name. Just like if you see the same shirt off like a Target brand and in the same shirt and like from Gucci, they're going to be more expensive because you're paying for the name. I made my own Baby Yoda. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think most people could be able to make it themselves if they're not repainting it. It's not expensive at all to just do it yourself. It's just more about knowing how to do it. So, I mean, I you could easily probably look it up though of how to do it yourself. I think there's a tutorial um, on YouTube actually of how to turn it into a cuddle baby. I think I saw one. Pretty sure I did. If not, I'm sure someone will make one soon. Oh, okay. See, that's different. You saw one that was painted as Stitch. Now that's cool. That's really cool. Um, the price of the bodies has now gone up to $25, depending on where you shop. Actually, I know a place where that sells cuddle bodies for a lot less than that. Um, artist name can go to all of them product, especially if BB kids. Yeah, people. Oh gosh, don't even get me started with overpriced dolls like the prototypes. Did you see that one that went for 10,000? Okay, don't get me wrong. The doll was amazing, incredible. Like, but who is paying that much for a vinyl reborn? I don't understand. Like, can I have some of your money to go to med school? Honestly, if you have that much money to spend on a vinyl reborn, send me some money so I can go to med school and not have to pay for have to have so much student loans for med school. Like honestly, send me some money. Like I don't understand. I don't understand it. I can't like in my mind, I even when I get settled in my career, even if I become a surgeon like my plan is to become a surgeon, even if I when I'm making cuz the type of surgery I want to go to, they make on average 400,000 a year up to like over 1 million. Even if I make that much per year, I cannot ever imagine spending that much money on, a doll. I can't imagine spending that much on a vinyl doll, let alone, that for that amount of money, you could get you a nice silicone. I mean, honestly, um, I just can't, like, in my mind, maybe I'm just a cheap person, but I couldn't imagine. And that's not saying anything about the artist. Obviously, the artist is very, very talented, but I think just too much. I don't know. And then when dolls like that, just like prototype vinyl dolls, start going for 10,000, that hikes the prices up for all dolls that are being sold. So it makes it even harder for people who want to get into the reborn community in a legitimate way. Um, yeah, I don't know, it's just ridiculous. Wouldn't had went for 10K if it had a different artist and good grief. Yeah, it's just it's becoming a real issue lately where these prototypes are going for so much money. It's just incredible. Like I can't believe it. Someone bought a full body silicone for 20,000. I can't. That's what I'm saying. I can't like. I can't even. My mind can't even like. I can't wrap my mind around that because 20,000 for me is a whole school year. Like legit for this college. That's how much 1 year without like financial aid. Of course, I get a crap ton of financial aid, so I don't pay 20,000. But if you don't, that's like a whole school year of college. So that's just crazy to me that you're spending that on just like one little doll. That just I can't. It blows my mind of how frivolous people are with their money sometimes. It's just like I don't know. And the thing is, it's like those dolls also don't hold their um they don't hold their value. So when you try to go resell them, they're not going to sell again for the amount you got it for. Most people have to vastly if they're wanting to resell one of those dolls, they have to like cut them in half. Like the price point is like half of what they paid for, usually less than half of what they paid for. So I don't get it. I really don't. I could understand if it was a doll that would increase in value, then it'd be like a good investment, but they don't. They just don't. That's the truth of how these dolls are. They don't. increase in value. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't imagine. Like, if you think about that, like, that's crazy because these artists that are selling their dolls at that price point, like $10,000, with three dolls, just three dolls, if they just sell and make three dolls around that price point, they already make more than most school teachers, educators. That's crazy to me. I mean, good for them, but also what? Like, it's just mind blowing. I mean, and they don't spend as much time as you probably think on the dolls that they do. I know certain artists do the same skin tone over and over, and when they do the same skin tone over and over, it probably doesn't take that long anymore. Um, Especially if they're known for one skin tone, they probably have perfected getting that skin tone down quickly, and yet their dolls still sell for that much money. It's crazy. But that's like just supply and demand, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. As long as people continue to buy them at that price point, they're going to keep selling at that price point. Um, I recently saw a Reborn on Instagram that fooled me. First time in over 9 years. Amazing artist. See, look, I think I got a toddler. I think even then, that doll probably wouldn't be $10,000 though. I've seen so many high quality, amazing, mind blowing dolls that are not $10,000. I just don't understand. I got a toddler prototype, and the seller didn't know it was a prototype. She originally sold for $900. If you saw the doll I saw, you'd take it, baby. Yeah, no. Obviously, I understand the art form. I'm an artist, clearly, but I just can't fathom ever being comfortable with letting myself sell a doll at that price point. I think it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't like it. Doesn't make me feel right. Like, it doesn't. Yeah, like, yeah, right. I know it's the name, but I just don't agree with that. Like, I don't think it should be that way. Um, just because you slap your name on it. And then there's so many artists who aren't as known but still make incredible work who don't have that benefit of selling their dolls. Even a lot of these artists don't even have the benefit of selling them for what they're actually worth because they're not known artists, um, which is super sad uh, for those artists, who have amazing high quality work but can't sell them for the time that they put into the dolls because they have these big artists who take over the community. But good on them. They made their way. They did their hustle. So it makes me feel uneasy how much these dolls are starting to sell for. Like, I've considered several times upping my prices, but it makes me feel not great, so I don't do it. Um, it just doesn't make me feel right, so I haven't upped my prices much. But yeah, I mean, I get everyone struggling, especially now because a lot of people aren't able to work right now. But still, it's like, dang, one doll, $10,000. Like, oh my god, I don't know. But maybe I'm just a more generous person because I couldn't fathom needing that much money off of one doll. I mean, because if you think about that, that doll didn't take them more than a month. So you're basically saying this artist is making $10,000 a month. That's a six-figure job just making these dolls, just making one a month. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I could rant about that forever because it has been bothering me lately with these prototypes are starting to increase in price. And there's so much like elitism in the community too. So the people who then buy these really expensive dolls think they're so much better than everyone else with their, quote unquote lower quality dolls or cheaper dolls. Um, a lot of people think they're so much better just because you can afford, just because you wasted your money on like a $10,000 doll. You think you're so much better than people in the community who can't afford or would never pay that much for a vinyl doll. I've seen it happen. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's like that's even a thing. But again, that goes again back to name brands, like how people think they're better because they have Gucci, or where I'm just like, you just paid $600 for a plain white T-shirt. I mean, come on. I think it's just kind of funny with that kind of stuff. I'm just like, that's I'm laughing at you because you just paid too much for your product that you got. I'm gonna get the same quality of doll. Thank you very much for $600. Yes, I know some less popular off artists that do wonderful work. I look into quality and reputation, not name. Name is nice, but not at the expense of my whole bank account. Yeah, exactly. Not worth it. Expensive doll I saw was almost 2 years ago. The most expensive doll that I've seen sell in this community was the silicone version of Lulu. I think she sold for $25,000, which, wow. Again, pay my tuition. Pay my tuition, and I'll give you a free operation when I become a surgeon. How about that? Pay me to become a surgeon, and you'll get a free surgery. That's all. Thanks. Like, honestly, you hear about these people like having like sugar mamas and stuff, like, and sugar daddies and stuff like that. I absolutely get it because it's hard being a college student. You know, it's hard going through. By the time I graduate, 8 years of college, and might not get a job right away in the field that I want. It'll be less likely for me because I'm going into the medical field and I'm pretty good at getting jobs in your field. But if I was doing something else, it's like you went through how many years of college not to get a job in your field. Of course, I would want like a somebody who rich who has just money to waste to spend it on me. um, but like, I don't know, you guys. I think, call me crazy. I know this is gonna sound crazy. Hold on, let me read the comments. It sucks because I got some artist babies, and once they get asked to do a prototype, up goes their prices overall. It sucks. Yeah, yeah. Agree with the name. Basically means they have sold a lot with a good rep. Unknown haven't sold enough yet. That's not true, Jen. I've known some artists who have a good name who turn out their quality. Speaking of, a, a perfect example, the YouTuber that was mentioned earlier. She has a big name. Everyone knows her name. Is her work good quality? No. So that's what I mean. Like, I don't agree with that, Jen, because there's a lot of people who are good, who have good customer bases, amazing work, but aren't just out there like that. Um, you know, they could be relatively unknown. Spends 10,000. Who spends $10,000 in a pandemic when money is mostly needed? I don't know, honestly. Yeah, I don't buy from anyone with little to enough for 30 views. Where I go legit. See, I don't have that. I'm a legit artist, and I don't have 30 plus reviews or a website. I just have my Instagram. So I don't know. Yeah, that's true. Her work is not good. She's only the name. I mean, yes, right? Like, her rooting is worse than mine, and I just started rooting a couple months ago, like probably like 6 months ago, because I didn't start rooting until a little bit, a little while after I was already painting. I was just afraid to start rooting, but yeah, no. That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't matter. if you got the name, doesn't obviously in the community at least, it doesn't matter how the quality of your work looks. Um, someone who doesn't have any issues can't paint. She just uses her fan base to get. Yeah. Anyway, not about her, but I think this is going to be a crazy, a hot take, if you will. But um, I personally think that in America, at least, we should have a cap about how much you can make per year. I feel like if you're making more than like a certain amount of money, you don't need it. There's no reason why we should have the people that we have who have so much money in this country and then people who don't literally have nowhere to live. I think it's just so not it's not I don't it doesn't seem right that we have people like Jeff Bezos who have so much money that I think they said you can't one person wouldn't be able to spend the amount of money he has even if they lived like thousands of years. um, you would never run out of money if you lived a normal life and had his amount of money. uh, so that's what I'm saying. Like I just don't understand because our America still has so many issues that could be solved with money. And then we have all these people that are just hoarding money. I don't get it. But again, maybe I just think differently than you know. Yeah. They made the money, but how much money should we allow people to accumulate before it becomes just wrong? Um, like I said, these people just hoard this money, and it's just crappy. I mean, horrible. I mean, personally, I've been in situations where if I had money, I wouldn't have needed to be in those situations. And it should never be like that, especially in our first world country. Like America is a first world country. You know, we shouldn't have a situation where I can go down the street right now and I can see someone who's homeless in 2020 and there's nothing that we could do about it because we don't have money either. It's just the top like 1%. They could be solving so many issues. Um, you know, I saw a lady on Instagram BuzzFeed pick up a pouch off the curb and spend $100 on paint decorate fall theme, lay on it for photos. Let's say $100 wasted for a photo, probably full of bed bugs. Probably. To be honest, most of the reborn artists don't even pay taxes. Exactly, they don't. I highly doubt most of them do. Um, so yeah, it's ridiculous the way our system is set up. Um, it's just kind of weird if you think about it. Like literally, let's look up how much Jeff Bezos has. If you don't know who Jeff Bezos is, he is the owner of Amazon. Jeff Bezos net worth $193.5 billion. What? Like what? I'm sorry, and he's only 56. So I don't. You guys, come on. That's crazy. No one living one. That's more than. That's actually more than some countries have. That one person has. So I don't know. I think there should be a cap. Concerts on the table. I buy most of my reborns for one seller on eBay. She buys dolls high end. I'm paying 1.4 for less the price. It's just like new. Yeah, secondhand dolls are. I usually would. I prefer to buy secondhand if I can. But the problem for me when buying secondhand is, um, if it's not from the artist, you don't have good quality photos, and you can't really tell what the doll looks like until it gets to you. And then I get disappointed a lot of times when I receive dolls secondhand and they look way worse than their pictures. So if you have someone you trust their secondhand dolls, that's way better than buying firsthand, in my opinion. But and then Yeah, it's hard to buy secondhand sometimes, especially if you're a specific person like me. Rich people are the stingiest. Yeah, they are. That's why I'm like, I say I could never, coming from where I came from, I didn't come from a rich background, by any means. So even when I do start making money, like eventually I will be, that's the plan. Like, again, life is full of you making plans, and life has other ideas. But the plan is for me to become a surgeon or a doctor. So I will be making, of course, decent, really good money. Uh, but I will never be a rich person. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't want a rich life. Um, I've never wanted to be rich. I've only wanted to be stable. Um, Me personally, I can give two craps about excess of money. I don't want an excess of money, but I will have an excess money becoming a doctor or a surgeon. And my plan with that has always been to live a low life, just like I just want like a two-bedroom house. That's it, in a decent part of town, and one car, and just live a real quiet life, and eventually retire on a farm. That's all I want in my life, is stability and a quiet life. In fact, I've even considered a tiny home or a small home, or um, one of those types, eventually to live in. Because I don't plan on having a bunch of kids, or any of that. So even with that excess of wealth that I'll probably end up with, my plan has always been to start a surgery fund for people to be able to get surgeries that they need, um, without having to pay a crap ton of medical bills. Because our healthcare system is a whole nother messed up thing in America. Um, like, oh my god, speaking of our healthcare system, right now I'm having a battle because apparently I don't have dental insurance, and I would like to go to the dentist before I graduate. I haven't been since I was like 7. I'm 21 now. Um, so I haven't been to the dentist in about 14 years. And just I've called around all around town, and without insurance, just one visit without complications is like $350. Okay. Like, what kind of sense does that make? One visit if you don't even have complications. So, yeah. And the realistic issues. I have people buy work, change, do things, and call it their work. Oh gosh, that's horrible. Yeah, I try. If I change some things, I tell people. Um, all my siblings are older than me. They are 32 and 27, so they're living their lives some elsewhere. Um, But yeah, I've never wanted a big house or an extravagant lifestyle. Even because I like a lot of people who grow up poor, on the poor side, dream of a big house and all these extravagant things. A lot of them do. I've never that was never my dream. I just want a decent life, uh, where I don't have to worry about money, but I also don't have like a crap ton. I just don't want it. Um, they say more money, more problems, and that's true to an extent, but not. I mean, you know. But yeah, I've never really wanted that. It's just not in my personality because I don't like parties or anything like that. I'm not that kind of. I don't like that life. Um, it's not my kind of lifestyle. Obviously, I'm here on a Sunday on a weekend where it's a holiday weekend, and I'm rooting hair and talking to you guys instead of being out at a bar or something, which bars are open at 30% capacity. And I just still have never been to a bar, and I don't really want to, honestly. All that's not my kind of thing. So I wouldn't be like spending money on partying or anything, so I would just have money sitting around. So I'd rather donate that if I could. Because realistically, honestly, I could probably live off of Less me as a single person could live off of probably 20,000 a year, because I know how to budget, and North Carolina is really cheap as far as cost of living. So um, I could live off of that as a single person. Um, and I'll be making probably easily 10 times more than that. So it's like, yeah. And I only want one kid. So, you know, cuts down cost a lot. Children are expensive, but that cuts down a lot if you only want one. I We don't have those types of dentists in the area. And the problem with Medicaid is I have health insurance. So I have health insurance, but I don't have dental insurance. So I don't know if I could get Medicaid still because I have health insurance. And the school won't cover that because I already have health insurance. So I don't know. It's a really weird situation. Um, and I don't know what you mean by legally you can be considered a child until 22, because not here at least. uh, for Medicaid. No, I'm still under my mom's health insurance until I'm 26. So I'll be on that for a while, but we just don't have dental, which I thought we did and she thought we did, but we don't have any coverage. Um, Super frustrating. But yeah, everywhere I called, they were like, yeah, it's gonna cost you like $350 for just one appointment just to come in and us check your teeth and do some X-rays to make sure your teeth are okay. And if there's a problem that arises, oh, that's gonna be like a good probably $400 more. Who has that? Not me. I'm a college student. Okay, I don't have that. I already work. I have a job. I do this for side money. I have my YouTube, which gives me just a little tiny bit of money every month. But it's just not. I still have to eventually buy a car, and obviously, I'm graduating this year, and I'm going to be moving to a different area to go to med school. So I've got to prepare myself for that move. Um, and I'm just like, dang, all I wanted is to go to the dentist. Like, it should never have to be this way that I have to like be so worried that I can't go to the dentist because it's going to cost too much. Like, oh God, why is it like that? My mom is going into medical billing. She's taking medical billing classes, and she's like, I don't understand. Yeah, that the why our health insurance system is like that. I don't know. So I'm looking into my options as far as what I can do, but I would just like to go to the damn dentist. Like, it's so crazy. Um, Jimmy, yes, they need practice. They even sometimes put ads in the paper, and I'm like, Sean, that is everywhere. We don't have a dental school here. Small town. You gotta imagine, I'm not in a city. I'm in a small town, and we don't really have that kind of stuff. We don't have dental school here, unfortunately. So, wouldn't that be nice though? We don't have a dental school. We don't have a medical school here either, um, which is why I have to go somewhere else for med school. I would like to just stay here because I love this town and I love this area, and it'd be so much easier just to stay here. But uh, they don't have a med school here yet. Yeah, I'll probably end up having to go back to Charlotte um, to figure it out. That's where my mom lives anyway, so that probably is going to end up being my only option. But can you check and see if there's any dental colleges nearby? Again, I there's not. I live where my college is in like the mountains. There's like not many towns around, so I probably will have to go go back to Charlotte eventually, which I've been trying to avoid because I don't want to travel right now until they roll out that vaccine. But you know, I've been trying to just stay in the town. Um, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel bad for people who live here, like, and don't have any type of insurance because it puts them in a very hard situation, obviously. Um, Especially if you can't travel anywhere to another town. Like, if there's not really towns nearby, what do you do? So, I feel bad for people who don't have health insurance at all. Like, at least I have health insurance. I can't imagine what I would do if I didn't have health insurance at all. And it's good health insurance. My copays are only like $20. Um, so I'm very lucky. Like, I went to the dermatologist. I went to the dermatologist earlier Friday actually, and my copay was only $20, and that's normal for doctor visits. It's only $20 for me. So if I didn't have good health insurance, I don't know what I would do. Um, I would be definitely at loss for everything, honestly. Like, no health insurance in this area, oh, nightmare. Hi, Anne. Yeah, so that's me currently stressed out about trying to figure out this dental situation because I don't want to go back to Charlotte, obviously, because then I'll have to pay for that to go back to ride back and put myself at risk of catching COVID by traveling. Um, because I would have to be in a bus for a couple hours, and that just increases your risk, obviously. Um, Unless I caught a ride with a friend or something, that would put me at lower risk. But I don't like asking people to have to drive me back to Charlotte. It makes me feel bad. But, we'll see what happens with that. I'm trying to figure it out. I think there's a scholarship that I could apply for, like a dental scholarship thingy. I think I found one dentist around here that does that. That they like give out a certain amount of money. So if I just need to go to one appointment, I just want to go to one appointment and see if my teeth are okay before I graduate. Which I think I'm okay, but I still want to check on everything I can in this town before I leave. Have to reestablish where everything is in a new town. I'd rather do as many things here in this town that I've been in and I know where everything is, before I leave. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm like used to being here and I would rather have everything done before I leave. um, like that's why I went to the dermatologist finally, um, to get that out of the way. Um, but I'm trying to get those little things done. And I've been trying to go to the dentist for years, and we keep coming up with issues like this, like where we don't have the insurance and there's not many options. Just use gloves and face masks. Yeah, that's only so effective if you're stuck in a bus with people for hours. I'm in Canada. All the health insurance I have is Medicare. Isn't I thought Canada had free healthcare, or am I thinking of the UK? Either way, they've got it more figured out than we do. They've definitely got it more figured out than we do here. Oh, let's see. Been in that situation before. It sucks. Yeah, I am doing my best, but it's hard because I'm only 21 and I'm still trying to figure out adult life, and this is a rude awakening to adult life and responsibility of yourself and your personal. Like I might have to buy myself insurance, which is something I wasn't wanting to do until after I graduated, med school. Because I'll still be on my mom's insurance, like I said, until I graduate from med school. So I'm gonna try my best, but I'm gonna look around. Yeah, Jamie, I'm just gonna look around and see what's going on. But the dentist I called, they didn't have anything, so we'll see. I'll figure it out though. I've always figured it out. I will. That's the thing about me is I'm so independent. Like I'll always figure it out on my own. My mom I'm under her insurance, but she's not very much help. So I'll figure it out. Um, um, you can leave it in a comment so I can know, because these, I don't know if I can't remember if I set these comments to disappear, and I would want to go back to see it later. So you can comment on the actual video part, um, the number, but yeah, the insurance thing is such a nightmare. I just can't imagine if I was like, this sounds like I'm a fool of myself, but I can't imagine if I was a normal 21-year-old in this situation, because I know a lot of people my age would not be able to handle this and handle insurance and um, figure it out. Like all the things that I've had to figure out with insurance. Um, they definitely, I feel like most 21-year-olds would not be able to deal with it. So that sounds like I like myself a lot, but I just know that I'm a lot more independent than most my age. I don't know. Yeah, Jen, just can you send me that to me so that I have that. Um, but yeah, no, I definitely think if I was someone else in this situation, I would just be completely lost. I gotta be honest. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna figure it out, you guys. I literally always do. Every time there's something medical that comes up, I mean, I had surgery and I figured all of that out by myself. The billing, the finding a surgeon and network, um, the all of that I figured out by myself. So if I could figure out a whole major surgery planning and going to all the appointments by myself and make it through that, and I was only 18, I think, when or 19 when I did all of that. Um, I think I can figure out how to get a dentist at some point. Um, I hope. I hope this is not like what stops me, because I had to like at first they weren't trying to cover the surgery that I end up having, and so I had to figure all of that out with the health insurance to get it covered, and we had to change like the coding and oh my gosh, all of that. So if I can figure that out, I think I'll be okay. Yes, I did change my hair. I keep trying to get my hair white, but this is the third time it's ended up gray. So next time I'm just going to go to a salon and have them get it white, because it's just impossible. I don't know what I keep doing. I did different techniques too, and it still ended up gray. So I don't know. I just want my hair to be white. That's all I wanted. I think it looks so cool. Um, I love the look of white hair against my skin tone, so I just want my hair to be white so bad, but it keeps ending up gray no matter what I do. Uh, Thank you, Jamie. Who am I rooting? This is. I'll show you her. This is a Jasmine kit. Her hair looks crazy, of course, because it's untrimmed. She is a limited edition kit. She's limited edition, sold out, but she has comby hair. This is the first time I've done this comby hair. So it's like painted on the sides and rooted at the top. Yeah, she is a Bountiful Baby kit, but she was like the kit of the year, so she was limited. I think out of 450. So she has like hair on the top only. And the title is referring to the mistake. This right here, I'm gonna have to try to fix it. She was leaning against the pillow, and the pillow. I usually put down a towel like this on the pillow, and I forgot to do it, and I leaned her up against the pillow for just like 10 minutes, and the heat caused the dyes in the pillow to come off on her head. But I think I know how to fix it. If not, she's going to be a little bit discounted, but it's only in this one spot at the back of her head, which isn't really going to be noticeable when you take pictures of her. Um, so I won't discount her too much, especially because she is limited edition. But if I can't get that off, she'll be $375. Yes, exactly, Jamie. That's what I actually have right here that I'm going to try on it. Um, I think it'll come off. I'm pretty sure it will. But yeah, I think it'll come off. But yeah, she'll be, if it doesn't, she'll be 375. If it does, she'll be 425. So I think that's fair because of how she turned out, and she's limited edition, like I said. So, but yeah, so I only have this one little section left to root on her, so we'll finish her up in um, this live. But that's who I originally wasn't gonna root her at all. So I decided, you know what, I might. She wasn't selling bald. No one wanted her bald, even though I think she was at a very good price. Um, I decided to just try Combi hair for the first time, and I quite like it, you know. And when this hair is nice and trimmed, it'll be nice and curly, so she'll have like little curls at the top. I think it's gonna look nice. I think she'll look good. I did the same thing. Yeah, I was so mad. I was like, the one time I forget to do a towel on the pillow, it came off on her head. I was like, literally 10 minutes. She was probably sitting there, and I was just like, ah. I want to see for myself what a $10,000 looks like. I want to see one in person. Well, actually, yeah, I've actually seen silicones that are that amount in person. Um, I've seen silicones for that much in person at the Rose Doll Show. And honestly, I still don't think it was worth it because silicone is so imperfect that they still didn't look real to me. Honestly, if we're being honest, I don't think silicones look real in person usually. Um, the way silicone is, it just doesn't look right. Um, they're always like, even the high quality ones are a little like grainy looking with the paint, and it just doesn't look right. Um, Works well. Also, magic marker. I don't have that, but I'll try. I'm gonna try the Zit Cream, and I think it'll work. Uh, Another thing you could do is make it into a birthmark and charge the full amount. I feel like that won't work because of how the coloring of it. It looks more like a bruise than what a birthmark would. So I don't think I could get away with that. And I wouldn't want to deceive people. So I don't know. Um, what is your dream kit? Mine is a Maddie. I actually have my dream kit. I finished painting him, and I made him myself. So this is him. He's gonna get hair soon. This is my dream kit here. This is long sold out, limited edition Kai by Nicole Russell. He's just so chunky, and I love him. Um, but yeah, I painted him myself. I have better pictures, obviously, up of him, but I love him. He's so he's bald right now, of course, but I will be eventually putting hair on him. And he has a belly plate too, which is I have actually on him because I just left it in on. Um, and I love his little belly plate, but he's just like great. I love his size, and I love how chunky he is. Like he's perfect to me. This is like the perfect kit to me, because he's not huge, obviously, as you can see, but he's still fat, and I love that. So he wears like 3 to 6 months, mostly, and some 0 to 3, but he's fat, and I love it. So, and he's only about like 21 inches, so he's short and fat. Yeah, so this is definitely my dream kit. I was so happy that my artist friend, the one who actually did the custom doll that it took a long time, she had a blank. She had his blank kit. I had searched so much for his blank kit, but it's like nearly impossible to find a blank version of him. And I really wanted a blank version because I had an image of him, how I wanted him to look, and wanted him to paint it myself, obviously. So I was so excited when she found one and sold it to me. So it wasn't cheap. His blank kit was not cheap because it's so rare to find him blank. But yeah, so that's him. That's how I ended up with him. Um, my dream kit painted in how I wanted. So I actually had one of him before a few months back. That was a completed version from a different artist, but I didn't like that version because it wasn't the dream version, but it was the only one that I could find that someone was willing to sell because literally like almost no one sells their Kai. Um, anymore. Like he's so rare and no one really wants to sell them. So if someone has them in their collection, it's usually to keep. Like he will be to keep. But yeah, so that's my Kai. His name is Ariston. So yeah, his blank kit cost me $200, and that's about how much they go for. If you can find a blank one of him, first of all, that's how much he usually goes for. um, Blank. that kid is that kid is so cute. I don't know, but I waiting for one. What'd you say? Oh, yours is a Maddie. I'm not that big of a fan of Maddie. I don't know why. It's just something about her throws me off. I'm very particular about the kits I like. I don't know. Um, I have two last Ephrons, and I have a Miracle. That's where I'm dying to reborn. I would love to do Ephraim. I really like all the versions I've seen. I almost bought one, but I was like, I already have more dolls than I wanted to originally in my collection. Because I keep seeing another one, and then if I have the money at the time, I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta buy it. Which is actually what happened with Miles, who is my Realborn Michael kit. He was available when I came into a large sum of money through luck. Don't want to get into exactly how I got into that money, but I did come into some money that was just spending money. And I was like, he went on sale right when I came into that money, and I was like, oh, I already have a lot of more dolls than I would like to, but I gotta have him because he's by one of my favorite artists of all time. I love her work, and he honestly he's gorgeous. I will probably not be getting rid of him anytime soon. He's just perfect. His painting is exquisite. Her name is Tanika Brooks, and you can see my box or hit my blanket reveal of him. He's just so beautiful. Um, for sure on Mercari they were selling a painted one for $100. I knew I should have got it. Her and it didn't. She sold out within 20 minutes. Wow. Yeah. My blank kits that I want are sold out. That I'll never have. Just about every sold out AK Kitagawa kit and Sunny. I can't pay $300 for a kit. Maybe if I could reborn really good myself. Yeah, I was afraid of even touching him for a while because I was afraid I was going to mess up or he was going to come out like how I imagined in my head the kit to look. But luckily, I took my time and he turned out exactly how I wanted him. I might still fix his eyebrows. I'm not sure, but his coloring and everything else about him is perfect. I'm probably gonna mess around with his eyebrows more. Miracle. Oh my gosh, $500. Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine paying that much for a blank kit unless I was going to sell it because I would just be like, oh my gosh. Ah, I don't like Maddie either. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about Maddie that throws me off a little bit. But she's very popular, so I think I would paint one, but I would definitely not want to keep one. Do I believe in the mandala effect? I don't know. Sometimes it seems like I don't know. I don't know honestly because a lot of the mandala effects that people are saying, I never remembered them the wrong way. I remembered them how they actually were, so I didn't fall for the effect. I guess I don't know. So they won't get back. Ephraim now is selling for like 275. Oh my gosh! No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Pushing it for 200 for buying his blank kit was like I couldn't believe that I did that. I paid that, but I knew that I would very likely never find another blank one of him again because it's so rare that he pops up. Um, what type of doctor are you wanting to be after all schooling is done? I would like to be an orthopedic surgeon, which is working with bones and joints, and you're repairing hips and that kind of thing. And um, I think it would be very interesting. I'm very interested in doing that kind of surgery. But we'll see because they say you always think you want to know what you want to do when you go into med school, and then you end up in a whole different like field but still in the medical field, but a whole different like type of surgery or a whole different doctor. So I'm going to keep my mind open, but I do like the idea of doing orthopedic surgery because I would still be a surgeon, but I would have more flexibility in my schedule because most orthopedic surgeries are scheduled and they're outpatient. So that would still I would still have a life and be a surgeon, which is what I would love, um, obviously. So if I end up in any kind of surgery, I would like to do outpatient scheduled type surgeries. I don't want to be an emergency surgeon or any of that. No, thank you. Working in an ER honestly sounds like a nightmare, and I don't want to do it because either working in an ER is like either it's extremely busy and you can't sleep ever, or it's like so empty that you're just sitting there staring at walls. So I don't. That's not like it's never just like a little bit busy. ERs are two extremes, and I don't think that I would be happy doing that kind of medicine. I would like to. I would. I would want to get to know my patients. I would want to, you know, be able to care for them individually. And in the ER, obviously, you can't do that. You can get to know them on a surface level, but you won't probably ever see them again. Um, I don't know. I think for me, I could be a family doctor and just be just as happy if as being a surgeon. So I might end up as a family doctor, in a practice, um, and be just as happy. Honestly, um, Miracle sells over 1K. Wait, it wasn't Febreze. I honestly don't know. Dinner, pork roast, mashed potatoes. Ooh, I might eat soon. I need to eat soon. Um, I got chicken nuggets. It sounds so unhealthy, but I usually do eat very healthy. But all I have right now, and I don't feel like going to the market, which is right on campus for me. We have markets, two markets on campus. I just don't feel like going right now. But normally I eat like stuff that's good for you. But all I have in my fridge right now is chicken nuggets and like broccoli. So I love broccoli, so I'll eat some of that and probably my chicken nuggets, unless I stop being lazy and go to the market because the market's open till 12 a.m. here. Um, so I could still go to the market and get something healthier than chicken nuggets, but probably won't. Being honest, I'm a college student. Okay, sometimes I eat unhealthy. I have one reborn and angel and one blanket out there for almost 600. Oh my gosh. Yeah, blank kits are crazy expensive if they're sold out and they're from like especially Laura Lee Eagles, her kits, her blank kits when they're sold out, they go for way so much money. A kit that I really want to paint next, that I've never done a pre-order ever, but I probably will pre-order is the August kit by Don McLeod. I feel like that kit's gonna sell out because it's like the perfect size, and I so want that kit so bad. So I think I'm gonna pre-order that soon. I don't know if the pre-orders are already done, but if not, I'll buy it when it comes out, the first day it comes out. But I really want that kit. Um, and added bonus is she's doing a contest with that doll. Like if that doll, you paint it and then you enter the prototype contest by December. So I'm hoping that I'll get better at my rooting. You know, and I'll be able to enter in that contest with that doll for one of her next upcoming sculpts. That would be great for me. That'd be really cool. Oh, huge favor. I don't know. Depends on what the favor is. Uh, let's see. I'm not a fan of her, but Miracle Done with Strange Obsession on TLC. I don't know which episode you're talking about, but I do love the Strange Obsession. I think people are very interesting. Obviously, I want to go in the medical field, so I think people are very interesting. His son is just 4 years in the art before they allow him to practice. Yeah, yeah. I That's what I'm concerned about. That they'll put me in the ER rotation, and I'll just have to suck it up and deal with it. Um, Otherwise, you know, you don't pass. But Do you still have a Reborn Your Friend one and gifted at? No, I don't. She's been gone for a while. Um, she was really tiny, and I couldn't find clothes for her because she was less. She was a preemie size. Bachelor's in 6 months. Yeah, no thanks. I don't want to be in the ER at all. Can you look into some YouTube videos and what? Can you look into some YouTube videos and possibly do a video on it? Depends. Uh, I don't know what you're meaning by. I don't know. It depends on what you're talking about. Yes, so cute. I love 0 3 months. It's my favorite. Yes, 0 3 months. That's what size Emerson wears, who is my Alexis kit. She fits perfectly in 0 3 months and 3 months Carter's. I love that size so much. It's so easy to shop for. Um, and it's still not like a huge doll, you know what I mean? Like I can still carry her around as I do sometimes, but still be able to find a lot of stuff for her to wear, which is key to me because I love dressing the dolls. It's like the main thing I like doing with the dolls is I like to put them in different outfits and stuff. So yeah, I have newborn size now dolls, but it's not as hard as finding preemie clothes. Preemie clothes is like impossible to find. So especially in this small town, it's like you never ever find preemie clothes. Like I have a preemie doll that I completed, um, Realborn Clyde, um, but I only have a few things for him because I there's no preemie in this town. So the few things I have for him actually was sent to me by a subscriber, a really nice lady who sent me some. So that's the only reason why I even have those preemie clothes for him at all. Um, like the Walmart here doesn't even sell preemie. I don't think I've never seen preemie at this Walmart here. Um, but yeah, we don't have preemie clothes, which is why I ended up getting rid of the doll that I won because I couldn't find like anything that would fit her right. Um, my strange addiction has a lifelike baby doll episode. Well, Lauren, I'm sorry, but I'm agnostic, so I would not be the right one to talk about that at all. I don't believe the Bible. I my views are that as human beings, we don't know what the right religion is, and it's not really possible for us to know the right religion. So I respect all religions. I grew up both Christian and Buddhist. Half of my family is Buddhist, half of my family is Southern Baptist Christian, and I respect them both, but I don't believe that either one knows more about the world than the other just because they claim to. Um, I don't think it's possible that anyone knows the truth. That's alive, at least. And do I believe in a God? Of course, I believe there is a God, but I do not believe in the God of the Bible. Um, but yeah, so I would be the wrong person for that. I'm very skeptical about all of religion, organized religion in general. I just don't believe it. And that also goes back to how I think. I think very critically. Um, my whole major is philosophy. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm pre med, but my major is philosophy. So a lot of what we do is question the way we think about the world. And of course, that has to do with religion. I'm not really down to watch that because I've spent my years in church and I know the book and the Bible you're talking about. And again, I don't believe it. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't believe in it because it's not my beliefs. I've read the Bible from cover to cover and I don't believe it. The main reason I don't believe the Bible, first of all, is because of how many versions of the Bible from the original Bible. It's been translated and retranslated thousands and thousands of times over thousands of years. So what you're reading now in the Bible isn't even probably the original um, context of what the Bible was written in. We're talking about a whole different world in which what they were talking about is not at all like the same of what we're talking about. So, so yeah, I don't believe the Bible. I believe the Bible has some truth to it, of course. That would be ignorant to say that you don't believe anything about the Bible, but I don't believe the Bible is the one and only truth. Um, so yeah, I'm not the right person to come to about religion. I think a lot of religion is human beings using something to control other human beings, or human beings using something to try to understand the world around them. That's usually what religion is about. And sometimes things in the world are just not meant for our understanding. It's not the direct that's not the direct translation of the Bible though. You might think it's the direct translation, but by that time it had already been thousands of years since the original Bible was written. So you can't say that that was the original translation because honestly, you don't know. You don't know what the original Bible looked like. And you also have to take in the historical context of when the Bible was written. It was a whole different world. A lot of those things that were in the Bible, obviously, people don't even follow because it doesn't apply. Like, I mean, literally, why would I believe most of what's in the Bible if a whole half of the Bible is telling you things like you should stone a woman for not wanting to get married? That's literally in the Bible. Or we should stone children who don't obey their parents. Stuff like that. So I just don't like the whole believing in the Bible because you have to choose things out of the Bible to believe in the first place, and that doesn't sit well with me. I don't like that. Um, you choose what you believe out of the Bible, and that feels weird to me. So I don't. Um, yeah, no, no, thank you. What I take away from the Bible is just treat people how you want to be treated, and that's what I do. But I don't subscribe to that stuff. Sorry. I think human beings wrote the Bible and not, I don't think it was God's word, honestly. Just being honest. Anyways, can we see how her routing is going along? Yeah, in a second. Hold on. Have you decided the winner of this Levi sculpt? No, because it's not closing till the 14th, so I'm waiting until then to look at the comments. And but if your comment says edited, I'm gonna disqualify you because you could put if I like announce the winner and I like go back, or if I already count and go back and you've like changed your answer, I'm not gonna trust that. I'm gonna be like, you cheated. So the only thing I hate about Walmart is there's not a lot of boy preemie, but there's a lot of girl preemie. Honestly, like I said, I've never seen any preemie at this Walmart. I don't know. I'll have to check again, but I've been looking. Um, I agree with you. Is there being a higher power, but not the preyed upon? Yeah. I mean, the thing about, for me, what bothers me, I think, about religion in particular is it assumes that because you're one religion, you're better than the other. And what there's a whole theory that a lot of the religions are talking about the same higher power, but they're just talking about that higher power in different ways. And that's how we get different religions, that they're all talking about the same entity, the same superior substance, if you will, but they just describe this person or this thing or this creature, whatever you want to call it, in a different way. And thus, we have different religions that are just really the same root cause. Um, Dude, it even says that these Bibles now that God is great for anyone, man, to understand. I even believe in. I also believe in reincarnation, but I have died, man. It was brought by it in a heartbeat in your brain. I didn't see hell or paradise. It was only dark. Yeah, see, that's what I'm like. It's so religion is so like no one knows. That's like if anything, if I'm saying anything at all, is that no one knows the truth. No one. So I think it's kind of presumptuous that people believe that their religion is the only true religion when you don't know. No one knows. I mean, honestly, especially Christians are in particular are very, very exclusatory to other religions. Like I grew up in the church. They're very exclusionary to other religions um, because they think Christianity is the only true religion. And I'm just like, how do you can't, you don't know that. You might feel in your heart a certain way that you do, but you don't know that. And that's why I don't see myself as religious, but I do see myself as spiritual, if anything. Um, I just logically, my brain will not wrap myself around in being Christianity. Oh my gosh, I know a guy who's met God. Okay. I'm kind of I'm very now I don't believe you at all. Like honestly, now I don't believe you anything that you're saying. um that's just like saying I've met a unicorn. I mean, honestly to me that's about the same. I don't believe that whatsoever. You always hear these stories about how people are like I've met God and it's like did you really um come on. Why would God appear to you out of all people? Honestly, and then what I also don't understand about Christianity at all, and a common thing that we discuss in philosophy about Christianity in particular, is this whole idea that if God is all knowing and he knew everything from beginning to end, why then would he create Lucifer? So if he knew if he knew what would happen, if he knew that Lucifer would deceive him, why would he create Lucifer? I just don't. The logical part of me will never understand Christianity because that doesn't make sense. Lauren, you're not understanding what I'm saying. Why would God create his own enemy? I don't understand. It just logically doesn't add up. Like I don't know, maybe it's because I come from a upbringing of different religions, and I've experienced different theological thoughts, and I've experienced other cultures other than Christianity, but a lot of the Christian story doesn't logically add up. And maybe we're not meant to understand all of this. I don't think it's that's the whole point of being agnostic. I don't think it's within human capacity to understand our origins. And it's full. I think it wouldn't be possible to know our origins in the full. But there's a lot of things that don't make sense with how these Bible stories come to be. Exactly, and why would he create the earth with the need to destroy the earth with a flood? Because the world becomes so evil, you think if he knew everything that he wouldn't have planned that. Exactly. Why plan the evil? Why not just have life without evil? But yeah. So that's what I don't understand, and that's why I'm agnostic. There's a lot of little things like that that just don't make sense to me about every religion. It's not just Christianity. It's every religion for me doesn't just it just isn't for me. But I take it upon myself to just, be a good person. Like I feel like that's all the like you need to do in this world is be a good person, and if you can be have good morals without religion. I think a lot of people don't understand that you don't have to have religion to be a good person. You can be agnostic and still be a good person. You can be atheist and still be a good person. Um, you don't need religion to guide you. And if you do, what does that say about you? If the only way you know how to be a good person is through religion, does that mean you're not a good person without religion? I mean, that's just weird to me to think that the only way someone could be a good person is if they're religious. Um, you know, Lucifer is God's son and was punished as a fallen angel. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he knew, if God is all knowing, like a lot of Christianity claims to be that God is all knowing, he already knew that Lucifer was going to end up evil. So why make your own enemy? I don't know. So yeah, that's like I'm saying. I'm. It doesn't make sense to me why someone would create or why a substance would create its own counter enemy. I don't know. Um, Agnostic here too. You're making sense. Yeah, it just logically my head says why what it doesn't make sense. Um, I read an interesting statistic. There you go. Once that said 90% of Vincent claim to be atheist or agnostic, and 90% of prison inmates claim to be Christian. Yeah, I would believe that. I would believe that. I think just in my mind, and again, I don't think we're meant. This is like the whole thing. I don't think we're meant to understand. Um, because I could bring up another point of Christianity that I don't understand is, well, and this is also goes along with why I'm not atheist. I'm agnostic because I do believe there has to be some kind of origin. We were put here by something. I don't know what we were put here by, but we had to have been put here by something. Um, but that goes into the whole, like I call it a thought spiral. This is how you know I'm a philosophy major, because this kind of stuff keeps me up at night because I can't stop thinking about it. Is where did God come from? I asked, like, a preacher came on campus one time. He was a really evil guy. Like, he was very anti women, anti LGBT, a nasty guy. But he was invited on campus by this conservative group that invited him to come speak. So I went to his speech because I wanted to know what his argument was and what he was going to say. And I straight up asked him, I was like, well, where did God come from? Because logically, if you follow the way our logic works, something starts something and then something starts something. So in our minds, we can't comprehend something that just is. That's not how human brains work. And so that gets you in a whole thought spiral. And it's really interesting to think about, but God, does it keep me up at night thinking about all of it, you know. I only know it because I'm hooked on a show, Lucifer, on Netflix right now. It's like a cop show, but good. You know what I'm hooked on right now? Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's another cop show, but it's so funny. Um, yeah, religion is so it's for me. It's very interesting to think about these things, but a lot of people don't want to think about these things because they think it's a sin to think about these things, to question what they've been taught, and I just don't understand that. Um, the whole sin thing, I don't understand either. Um, like certainly, if I'm a sinner for being who I am, if we're gonna follow the whole Bible, like that lady, I don't know if she's still in here, but like that lady was saying, have I read the Bible? Yes, I've read the Bible cover to cover. So I don't understand the cherry picking when it comes to practicing Christianity, because they will say that one thing is a sin, even though, you know, they'll say one thing is a sin while ignoring all the other listed sins in the Bible, whether it be in the New Testament or the Old Testament. they'll just ignore a whole bunch of things that people that are supposedly to be sins, but then they'll pick out the one thing that they want people not to do. You know, whether that's be gay, or I'm not gay, but like be trans, which I am. They'll pick that out, but they'll ignore all these other things that they're doing that could be technically considered sins by the Bible. So that's what I don't understand about how are you supposed to read the Bible but ignore a whole bunch of things in it to fit your purpose. That's the problem with organized religion. A lot of people are using it as a weapon and not something to enhance their lives. Um, so that's really problematic in itself, but you know. And why punish him if he already knew it was going to do evil yet not stop it? Yes, that's very true. That's another good point I hadn't even thought or considered. You know, that it does that mean that this God of the Bible is cruel then if he made a creature, knew what the creature was going to do, and then punished the creature for fulfilling its prophecy? That seems cruel to me. I don't know. So are we to then think the God of the Bible is cruel? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just going through some thought processes that I don't understand. Um, so why was dinosaurs in the Bible? So God created man in 7 days before mankind. Like looking down to others for who are they are and what they treat everyone kindly. That's what that's what I mean. Like it's very hypocritical. And of course, I mean, there's good Christians, obviously. Good Christians. There's good and bad people in literally every religion, every society, every group of people. There are good and bad people, and we could get into a whole philosophy discussion of what that even means, good and bad people, because that has some nuances in itself of what is good and what is bad. But no matter who you like, what religion you're a part of, there's going to be bad people in it. So I'm not saying oh, I hate religion at all in a whole. I just don't need it in my life, and I'm of a perspective where I don't think it would enhance my life at any point. It's just not for me. um, just like these reborns aren't for everyone, religion isn't for everyone. So yeah, that's just my perspective. That's just who I am. I've never, you know, I was very religious for a while. I was very Christian actually when I was younger. And then when I read the Bible, I started noticing all these things that I was like, I don't like this. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, my giveaway. Oh, yes. I'm going through the comments on your giveaway to not choose the same number. I see a lot of edited comments. Is the mount in the pouch the beginning of the is the mount in the pouch at the beginning or just in general? That's only some of the bows. I didn't want to show all the bows, but that is just some of them. Yeah. That's only some of them. I have noticed people editing their comments, and I'm like tempted not to count those people, but they have edited them before I announced to give like the true number, so I might still count them. I'm going back and forth on that. I would prefer people to not edit their comments because I can't see what they edited them from, and it makes me I don't know what why are they editing their numbers. I don't know. Yeah, huge gigantic mess for another day. Yes, yes, yeah. So I love talking about this stuff. Obviously, it's literally my whole major is trying to understand what our beliefs are and why we believe certain things. Why do we choose certain moral paths? Metaphysics is a big part of who I am, so I like that. I like talking about this kind of thing. A lot of people think it's boring or it's too hard to want to talk about, but I love it. Um, can I answer a question, please? What's your question? What's your question? I believe there's a scientific explanation for everything that goes in the universe. And we all fell from separating microorganisms. Maybe. I have no idea. That's why I'm like, I am not claiming to know the answers of the world. I don't think anyone could. I mean, even with how advanced um, our science is, it still doesn't explain. Like, even with the whole Big Bang Theory, obviously the Big Bang Theory had to come from something, so it didn't create everything. So that also goes back into that whole spiral of where did that come from? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? And you'll be up all night thinking about it, and you'll never find the answer because guess what? No one knows. Oh, okay. I didn't guess. Edit it now. I need to delete posts. Can we see how routing is coming on? Hold on. Let me where did I put my brush? Oh, there it is. Okay. I've got just this one little portion left. I might pluck out some hairs, if you can see. See that? That's that little section right there is all I have left. So I'm about to finish it. Wait, what contest? The current only contest that's open right now is to win my Amias, which is the Levi kit that I actually did not paint. I forgot to mention in the video that he's not my work, but he was my personal collection doll, and I got him for a steal, so I didn't want to. I could have resold him because I did pay for him, but I thought it would be a nicer thing to do, just give him away to someone who would love him. Um, but yeah, he's not my work. He is another person's work. He does have some issues though, but I'll disclose that to the people, whoever wins him. I think I've talked to a couple people about his issues that were like that. It's just his issues were like that from the artist. It wasn't me doing anything to him. I keep very good condition of my dolls. Um, but he does have some issues from the artist that she made mistakes, which no one's perfect, and he certainly isn't. So the video, the that contest is different than any of my other contests. Usually, when I do contests, I just say comment enter me on it, and I'll pick a random winner. This time, I did an actual contest. Like I didn't just do a giveaway. So this one, you comment a guess of how many bows I have, and the video explains it all. And there's some rules that are pinned, so you can check out. That's another video. It's up somewhere on my channel. Okay, we are getting to the end point here, thankfully. I used to like rooting. Now I do not. I don't. It's just so time consuming. Now, if I wasn't talking and stuff, this would have already been done, but what else do I got to do anyway, other than eat? I have like one reading left that I have to do, and that's it. And I'm going to do that tonight or tomorrow. So that's all I have to do, but so I might as well go live and chat for a couple hours. Why not? Nothing else to do. Can't really go out and do stuff, really. Especially because it's a Sunday, and nothing's really open in this town. And then I don't know what's going to be open tomorrow because I want to go buy I want to buy some plants for my room to make it a little bit more homey, lively in here. But I don't know. I know Walmart is going to be open, so I'm probably going to have to get my plants from there, which is fine. That's where I used to get my plants anyway. And they last pretty long. as long as you don't overwater them. Watching the hummingbirds. Yes, I wish we had hummingbirds outside of my window. All we have is construction. Yeah, the one with the Levi is the contest. Um, the only one that's open right now. I was gonna wait to do him until like give away him with the and with the when I reached 2,500, but I was like, why wait? I already I there's no point of waiting, so I was like, I'll just do it now, beginning of September, because he's not I'm not I haven't been like holding him or changing him anything or anymore because I just don't feel bonded to him anymore, unfortunately. But I'm liking my wait. What was your comment? Where's your comment? Did I miss your comment? Uh oh. Add that to the rules. I'll probably do that right after this. I don't know if that was your comment. I can't. We can't put up like anything. Um, Jen, I wish, but I don't even think that hummingbirds would want to come around where our dorm is because of all the construction. I'm unfortunately not in my nana's anymore, so we don't have that nice backyard, um, which also sucks because it's not as easy to take pictures um, of the dolls that I complete. But it is what it is. Hello. I am so close to finishing. Oh my gosh, I'm ready to be done. I do not like rooting anymore. I really don't. I used to just sit here and just root for days, it felt like, and watch podcasts and stuff, but now it's just so tedious. If I didn't have to, I wouldn't. I wouldn't root. I so wouldn't. I get the plant that has heart-shaped leaves and will grow around your room. Ooh. Um, no, I love what you call it? I love houseplants so much. I had one when I was younger that lived a really long time for the type of plant it was. It lived 4 years, and the plant normally only lived like a year for that type of plant, but yeah. Okay. Okay, so close to finishing, and then I'll glue the head off camera. Glue the hair in because you have to glue in the hair. Otherwise, the hairs will come out eventually. Might not be right away, but eventually over time, if you don't glue the hairs inside of the head, the hair will come out. And you'll have a very unhappy customer. But you still, even if you should not be like pulling on your reborn's hair. I mean, you'd be surprised about like the things people do with their dolls, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? It's art. It's still art. They're cute and you can like hold them and stuff, but it's still art. Don't like throw around a doll like that. Jeez. Like I saw this TikTok video of someone just throwing around a reborn, and I was like, oh my god, dang! Like spend that amount of money and you're gonna just throw it around? Literally, they were throwing the doll. So that's definitely gonna ruin the quality of the resale value. So don't recommend doing that. As anyone can see, Kitty blame was my comment. I saw last commenting was I don't know. I've lost. Oh. Hmm. I didn't see that comment. I haven't seen comments recently on that video, but I'll check out. Okay. So close. I know I keep saying that, but I have like literally like a few more rows. I root from the ends of the hair, which is what you're technically supposed to do. Some people like root from the middle, and it's not a good idea to do that because then you get like middle strands of hair, and it's just better if you're rooting from the ends of the cut hair. Um, because then when you have you're rooting from the middle, the hairs aren't right. I don't know how really to explain. Um, gosh, how do I explain that? It's like they don't go the right direction. I don't know, but yeah, I root from the end, especially when I'm working with this hair because it's like cuddly. Oh, it had the user ID. Yeah, that's interest. That's kind of ironic to me. Oh gosh, how are you gonna be a fan of her and then enter my contest? Sure, whatever. Hey, if they follow the rules, that's I'm gonna be fair, you know. And if they end up winning, well, that's gonna be ironic too. Wouldn't that be ironic? Okay, we are at the end here. I just feel like maybe I'll add some more hair in some areas. Maybe I have to wet it and see how it looks now, and see if I want to add more hair. But I don't think I do. I think this amount of hair for just the top of the head should be good enough. Um, she's better than she was bald. I'll tell you that much. Even with the mark on the back of her head, which again, hopefully, I should be able to fix. She's definitely better than she looked bald. Um, cuter, cuter with hair for sure. It's such a weird kit. I don't know. I just don't like this kit that much. I think it's like I don't know. It just looks like an alien to me. Maybe I should no, but she was already she's another collab baby like I said earlier. So she came to me mostly painted. So I was like I wanted if I was going to do another one of this kit, I was going to do it as an alternative because I think she looks like an alien. Um and that's what I would have preferred to have done with this doll, but she was already mostly painted, so I wasn't gonna mess with that. Um, as a human baby, she was painted as a human baby. So I think we're done. Let's spray her hair and let's see how it looks, and see if I need to add any more in some places. And then I'll glue it in. Try to get rid of this spot in the back. Leave the acne medicine on for a couple hours. And then in the morning, she'll get a trim. Obviously, I'm not going to leave her hair like this. You'll see in a second why I'm not. It looks so funny. I'm not going to leave her hair like this. Uh, Not happening. Let me turn off the light so you can actually see. Yeah. Can you imagine if I just was like, yep, that's good. I'm going to leave her hair cut like that. So the Cuddle Baby head is actually pending. I'm waiting for the money to clear into my account before I send her out, obviously. But she, fingers crossed, I'll be getting that money very soon, probably Tuesday, and then she'll be headed off. She looks so funny. Look at that. Will you be painting and rooting any more cuddle heads? Yes, I will have a Realborn Dominic asleep cuddle baby soon available, and I'll actually be buying the body for him and assembling him, so he'll be a fully finished cuddle baby. Um, he won't be 150 though because I'm going to be assembling and stuff. He'll probably be closer to 225, just because it costs money to buy all of that. The body and the stuffing and the glass beads cost money. But yeah, she looks so funny. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna glue her hair in, figure out this spot at the back, like I said, and then call it a day. I'm tired. I was gonna work on Leilani, but this video is already, uh, this live was already 2.5 hours. So we're not gonna do that in this one. I'll work on her in another live. But okay, thank you guys for joining, and hope you guys enjoyed the conversations, the difficult conversations in this one. All right, bye, you guys.